Welcome back to Bud and Mary's. There's a storm out there right now. We'll kind of zoom in on that so you guys can see it. I believe it is named Idalia. It's almost a hurricane right now. It's a tropical storm, but they got it predicted being a Category 3 when it hits Florida, the west coast of Florida. So anybody that gets hit by it, stay safe, and I wish the best for you guys, and hopefully it weakens. We may hit 30 to 40 mile an hour winds here, a lot of rain. We want to tie the boats a little bit better. We got to get them off the seawall. We don't want anything hitting the seawall there with the surge, the high water, the wind. And these feeder bands, this bad weather that comes through with a storm here, you never know, it could gust 50 or 60 miles an hour if there's bad storms. So we're going to tie some of these up and show you what we're doing and just kind of get ready for the next couple of days of bad weather. We're supposed to haul out the Broad-Minded tomorrow and get new motors on it, but it depends, really how bad the weather is. If it's blowing 30 to 40 and solid rain, we ain't going to be doing it, but hopefully it stays west of us and doesn't bother us, and hopefully it weakens for everybody in Spat. So let's get this boat tied a little better. We're going to show you along the way. So we got these dock lines on here. We got to get the boat away from the seawall. We don't want the engines hitting the seawall, get destroyed. And when there's high water, they're already closer, within a foot. You can see that. So these lines have been on here though for a long time, so they're kind of stiff and kind of hard to get up. But I'm gonna see if I can just get it a foot further away. Oh, there we go. These have been on here for a long time, and even 6 inches. You move the boat forward. That's a huge difference on where it's going to sit there and kind of lay. So get that like that. Little hitch right there. She ain't going nowhere. She's tight. Let's move this one forward a little bit. We just got to get the boat away a little bit further. We'll shorten up that spring. We're going to put one extra spring line on here too. And we'll add it on the starboard side of the boat. So we got to get the boat away from the seawall. So we need to lengthen these bow lines here. We got to get the bow out further. We're going to add another spring on the right side. And this is my old Freeman. This is the one we repowered, put those twin 425s on it. A lot of people have been commenting on the video. The video did really well. I could watch it, so thank you for watching it. It was a $140,000, upgrade, and that wasn't just the motors. Everyone's like, oh, there's no way two, engines cost that much, and it was 2 new engines, 2 new sets of controls, which the binnacles, the throttles, all the new wiring harnesses, a new autopilot, a bottom job. They had to do some fiberglass work in the back to fill in some old holes. We had to get some plates to put on the engines there to mount them. We waited, for those motors almost 2 years since we originally ordered them, which is kind of crazy. But we finally got them, and the boat's been running good. We've been playing around with props still, getting the cruise up a little bit better, which is nice. And just, they're still a newer engine. They've been out for a few years, but different hulls, perform differently. So we're trying to get the right set of props in here where we got the best performance, and things are good so far. But this is the water damage. So we're gonna lengthen this because we want to get the bow away. Just a foot of difference is huge because that way it's not hitting the seawall. So we're just gonna lengthen this a little bit more. We gotta throw that extra, we gotta find an extra line, put it on that other spring. So we gotta do the 42 Freeman, the Broad-Minded. If it stays here, we may haul out tomorrow, depending how bad the weather is in the morning. We may be in the boatyard trying to get those new engines put on that, because that boat's going up for sale in early September, because the new 42 Freeman's coming. And then we got Sarah's Shallow Sport X3 in the back, which we're gonna spin that boat around and get the bow facing into the wind. That way, in case there's winds, wind blowing and the waves breaking back there with a 35, 40 knot wind out of the south, which is a bad direction for us, it'll be hitting the bow on, so it's not over the transom coming in. So this is our extra spring, and this is good because we're gonna pull the engines away from there. And in these storms when the water could rise, and this water may come up 2 feet or so, we're just gonna barely catch the edge of it, it looks like, on the forecast, but the longer the lines, the better. That way, the boat moves up and down. If you have a real short line that's only a couple feet long, there's not enough give there. There's not enough scope in it, not enough slack for the low and the high water. So we'll get this one up here, get it tied like this. The bow's out of the way, that's good. And all these other guys, you'll see a lot of guys down here probably in the next, probably tonight and some by tomorrow morning early, tightening up their boats, adding some extra lines, because this is how all these guys make a living down here with their charter boats. So that line, that has been tied up like that since 2016. So that line is 7.5 years old. It is has a lot of memory. It's hard to get a twist and turn, but it's good. It's tighter there. The boat's further away. We got an extra spring on that side, so we'll be good here. The 42, we're gonna wait early because at 7 a.m. I'm gonna call a haul out yard to see if we're hauling out to actually do the engine exchange there, get the new ones on, get the old ones off the next few days. If not, we make it delayed a couple days if the weather's too crummy. But let's go get Sarah's boat next anyhow, then we'll kind of show you and update you our effects from this hurricane that's going to come by. It's going to be in the Gulf of Mexico, but we are going to catch the edges of it and some bands of it. So let's go do that. Then we got a cooler to show you in the back of my truck. We cleaned out my freezer downstairs. After Hurricane Irma, which was September 2017, we got a new freezer from my buddy Brad on Pay Dirt. You know, we got flooded at home. There we had a lot of water downstairs. We had to clean out this freezer. It hadn't been cleaned out. He brought me one down. So it hadn't been cleaned out in 5.5 years, or 6 years, honestly. Next month will be 6 years. So we cleaned it out the other day, and we pulled out some old swordfish baits and put them in a cooler. I forgot they were in the cooler after 8 days, so the cooler is disgusting. It's full of maggots. It stinks. Landon opened it up. I tried to get him to clean it. He didn't do it, but you'll enjoy the video, so I hope you guys enjoy some of these clips. Well, I pulled him out of my freezer.
You gonna... That's... Dog, that's...
Oh, God. Look at all the maggots. I think we should... God.
Nah, dog.
I'll give you $5.
Nah, dog. You're just
$5.
Nah.
Yamaha, baby, starts right up. Now, we could pull the boat out and haul it, but we're gonna, and I don't like a south wind because it's gonna be blowing this way, and there could be 2 to 3 foot waves in here. We don't want those waves breaking up the transom, so we're gonna spin this boat around. We're gonna show you that real quick. We're gonna get some extra dock lines on it, tie it up, spring it up, and all these houseboats here, we're gonna really watch it close, and we'll probably add a few lines to them, but Sarah went bully netting last night. She had Bree from the Insider Fishing Report. I know they got some lobsters bully netting. I think they dove up a few before sunset too. We were out fishing, so we didn't see it ourselves, but getting on the action. But let's get this thing spun around and show you how we're gonna spring it off and tie it up. Like I said, we're gonna try to keep the lines kind of long. That way there's some give for the high and low water. Here we go. But we run the boat a lot, so we try to get a charger. But we're going that way because we want the bow to take the waves and the wind better. Someone was eating a piece of bread. That's probably why the seagulls are all fired up. Soupy catch. So the wind's blowing about 18 to 20 knots right now, and it's supposed to blow 30 to 35 knots, so, and it could be higher. So we'll add some extra dock lines on here. We'll get the first 1 or 2 on here to kind of hold us, and then we'll go from there.
I know the tide was over.
It was already over this morning. So Vic here, he said that water was already over that dock this morning. We're trying to get this boat centered, so we're going to adjust these lines here. Try to get the bow centered there, right in the middle. And this thing here, we're going to put underneath the trolling motor there. And then we'll pull that stern around there too in a minute here, but just one line at a time, all we can really do. So Sarah usually keeps an extra dock line or 2 in there, and there's 2 in there, and that should be all we need, honestly. And the longer ones will make this easier. We're going to wind up tying this over there to that cleat, and we'll pull it off the dock that way it doesn't hit. We're going to have to add an extra spring line on here, like I discussed earlier. Oh, this is actually 2 cut in half, so let's see. I'm just doing a bowl and a simple knot here. If you own a boat or work on a boat, you need to know how to tie a bowl, and that's the one knot you need to learn how to tie. So start with it, put a loop in it. They say the rabbit goes in the hole, around the tree, and back in the hole. So if you're towing a boat, tying up for a storm, just tying up dock lines, that knot's good there, because to get it undone, I could just break the back of it there and bend it. And there's always a pet peeve for me if someone came to work on the boat as a mate, you know, or even when I was a mate too, like if you couldn't tie that, it was pretty frustrating. So learn how to tie it if you can. Nice. We're going to the piling here. We're not going to these smaller ones. We're going to go to the big piling because that's strong and secure. So we got a little bit of slack in there. And the danger with a boat, you know, being in the water, whether there's a storm coming or not, you know, boats sink usually because they get caught underneath a dock. You know, your bilge pump's working, but we don't want this boat to get caught underneath there. And the last thing I'm going to add on here is another spring line. We're going to tie up to Vic's houseboat, the old Wisdom, and pull this side of the boat up there a little bit. So let's get that on there, then we should be good. You know, we got 6 lines on here. I think that'll do the trick. And if it blows, like Vic said earlier today, with the high water, that water's already over that dock. And this time of year we get high water anyhow. Plus to get that storm coming, so it could push a lot more water. But we should be good. The bow's not going to swing and hit anything. The transom's good. It's clear. It's pulled away. We'll double check everything again later today. And just a precaution, and you never know. Maybe the storm misses us completely and it only blows 20 knots. You know, which would be good in our favor. But if it blows 40, we got to have the boat tied up a little better, and it's tied up better now. So let's keep moving.
Yeah,
I'll help you out.
I got it.
No, you're gonna fall in the water. I don't need you swimming.
I ain't going to swim.
Vic will fall in. He says he won't, but he will.
That's in my house.
It's in the houseboat. Take it to the houseboat.
I have to jump it out. It's a long boat.
That's a long rope.
I know it's a long boat. I don't want to Superman.
We're gonna tie this to that piling there to help keep that from hitting the dock over there. Let's see what he's got. It's gonna be a good throw, bad catch.
Bad throw.
Bad
Might be
throw,
a
good
miss.
catch.
Might be a hit.
Here it comes. Throw it to me. Look at that. Teamwork, baby. Right, with this one right here?
Yep. That's my go-to.
Okay. This is that bowline again, so we're just tying this up here. Put your loop in there, wrap it around there, tag back in there like that. That is a strong knot. If you go the wrong direction, it just falls apart real quick, so you just go the opposite direction. Sometimes you're underneath like a boat tying it up, but he's gonna pull this houseboat away from the dock. So this is the Swordfish now. We finally got it hung up after a few years of being in storage. From Great Taxidermy, the best company around. And they got it chained up here, they got it tied up back there so it's not wobbling or falling or blowing around. Because we don't want that thing to break. This is the magic cooler. This would be like a gag gift. We could ask people like Squid to open it up and see what they think.
What's that?
Guess what's inside this cooler?
I wish it was a mermaid, but it's probably Cabera snapper.
It's better. You want to come check it out?
Yes.
I'm gonna go get a knife.
Oh. Can't blame it on anyone else, I guess.
Nope. How's it smell?
It's bad.
It's bad. I was hoping for a better reaction, but I can tell you Squid has opened up his fair share of stinky coolers before.
Yeah.
Now we get to do cleans out. The good news is,
It's really not that bad.
Well,
Good thing we got cookies.
it's been airing out for an hour or two. We have chocolate chip cookies courtesy of Publix and Charles.
Thank you. Ooh, these are good ones.
Oh, they're cold too. They're kind of stuck together. All right, Subi. He said it's not that bad. It's pretty bad. I thought there was gonna be a better reaction from him.
It's pretty raunchy.
He's downwind of it now. How's
Yeah,
the smell?
I smell it.
How's the smell? Smells like a week old cooler. Ooh, it's pretty bad. He's gonna smell it too. Let's see what he thinks. It's stinky. The question is whether or not we want to save those hooks. We got bleach to clean out the Yeti. It was very foul. Squid, Tyler, he got a better whiff of what he's going to his truck. And it was worse than he expected, but I just want to show you this. So this is the Gone Fish, and this is Glenn Miller's new boat. He got it about 2 months ago. They're away from the dock. Usually they're about half that distance, but they pulled it out away. They don't want the dock hitting there. They got double springs on, so they got 2 spring lines on to help with the surge, so the boat's not hitting the dock on both sides. You're gonna notice that on all these boats here, everybody's doubling up on lines. The dive boat here, we can go look at that too over there, but they got 2 springs on there, and that's really gonna be the main one. We got a south wind coming, 30 to 40 knots are predicting, and we just gotta keep these boats off the dock. This is not the first stinky cooler at Bud and Mary's, and this will not be the last. Nothing a little bleach can't fix. So we're gonna put that in there. I'm gonna get a scrub brush real quick. We're gonna scrub it around, let it sit. Then we're gonna ice this down. We actually caught some fish last night. We're gonna put those in there. That'll be a separate video though, so we're not gonna show you those, but we'll let them sit on ice. See what this weather does next couple of days. There's no telling, and the forecasts always change. You just gotta prepare for the worst, hope for the best. But let's clean that out. Then Landon's gonna have to clean up, get those hooks out of the swordfish baits, and we'll go from there. Oh, bye-bye maggots. It was really bad. So it's Tuesday, that storm's out there. We're getting a good south wind now, about 20 to 25 knots. It's nice and windy. It's supposed to go up to 35 knots. Could be gusty, It would not surprise me to see 40 to 50, maybe even 60. Whitecap's out there in the channel already, offshore towards Alligator Lake, so you can see that. We're gonna check Sarah's boat real quick, make sure it's held up good in position. A lot of boats put extra lines on already, so they're good. I don't think it's gonna be terrible here. We're gonna catch the outskirts of some of those outside bands, but Sarah's boat looks good. Wind's hitting straight on. It's low tide right now. Oh, check that crab out underneath there. Look at that big old crab. He's cool looking. Look at him under the dock. Extra spring line going on. No more.
loop it any way you can. Next.
You're on.
That's good?
Yep.
Perfect.
Ooh, that's tight. Double up on springs there. That'll work. The tan man just called. He said he needed some silicone spray. He's working on his boat. I think he's got to get the exhaust hose on the riser. We're giving him a gift. A late birthday present. It was his birthday a few days ago. That was my old mate actually on the B&M, which some of y'all don't realize that we ran that boat for 7 to 8 years before getting Freeman's, but we did. But let's go check out Tan Man here and go look at his engine room.
What,
Matt, is that your toolkit?
where at? Oh, yeah.
Couldn't find the
over
10
here.
mil, dude.
There's one of everything there.
He said they found a 10 millimeter.
Found
They
it.
had to go through some wrenches.
It's a little chode.
Yeah, it's an 11. Look at that one. It's an 11. It'll work. All right, they got it. My diet starts September 1st. Yeah, I'm gonna stop eating as much junk food. This is a Boston cream pie.
I love that icing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, classic. Look at this kid. Please tell me you got that.
This is a very rare occurrence. My brother just showed up. He's got a wrinkly shirt. I don't know what he did to the hat of the truck, but it's got a crust. But it looks better now. He's got it straightened out.
Pop it out.
There you go. He's gonna give you the the Marina update for the end of August. These were disgusting, rotten swordfish baits that Landon cleaned. And Landon's nickname is Subiflow because he has a Subaru with a Subiflow sticker on it. Subiflow, be safe out there. Starting to get some rain from this storm. Vroom, vroom. The hurricane is coming. This is the outside band. We're going to get some of the outskirts of it. I think it's going to miss us for the majority, but it's going to delay our activities the next couple of days. Like I said, I hope it weekends, and I hope it's not too bad for everybody that's in this path. But we're going to get some rain and wind here. There could be some squall. You know, there could be some heavy wind in these squalls that are coming through. But it could blow 40, 50, 60 knots, so there's no telling, you know, for short periods of time. So Dylan's doing an oil change there. The dark weather's moving in. We're going to kind of update you. It's not, I don't think it's going to be that bad here, but we're going to have some effects from it. So we're going to show you that Key West actually they were kind of getting beat up down there. They're 80 miles west of us here. We're mile marker 80 right here. They were kind of getting beat up down there. So they are getting some of it now. We'll see what happens here the next few hours. But storm's coming, rain's coming, wind's coming. Fingers crossed for everybody.
I'm like,
Is it raining?
I'm putting on my Grundens. Yeah, it's howling and raining. I know.
We are getting parts of that storm now. We're giving you an old road update. This is the old highway that runs parallel to US 1 down here. We got a couple down trash cans right here blowing around. And I did see there was a branch down up here. A little bit of wind. We're probably gonna get some more bad weather tonight, in the next few hours. See, there's a big puddle right there. That's fresh water though, but when the salt water comes in there, like Hurricane Irma is really bad. There's a tree branch down up this way. We saw it when we pulled onto the road originally.
You should have just pushed it down and then it would have been fine.
Should we drag it out of the way?
Yeah, Madison, go.
Madison wants her exercise, she said. Be safe out there.
In their yard.
It's their tree.
All right, we'll see you back at the house.
It's your 4:57 p.m. update. We're on the outskirts of the storm of Hurricane. Is it Idalia? Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
I think that's how you say it, but earlier it was looking like we might escape, you know, not get touched by it, but we're getting hit by it now. My seatbelt is on.
Oh, shoot.
It's Sarah. Put your seatbelt on. We got Madison with us. She's riding out the storm. We're gonna go check the boats, make sure Sarah's boat's okay. Landon's down there. Hopefully he's getting some footage, kind of showing you, updating you along the way. It is raining, it is windy. It's blowing 35 to 40 miles an hour, though. That's what Sarah said too.
The whole thing's gonna shred and rip the fascia off.
What are you doing? Stop, I'm getting soaked.
Landon's in the back, we picked him up. Alright, you can see.
like
We got it down. Well, that thing blew open too, the door over there.
Oh, trash blew over. That's impressive to blow that thing over. That's a good gust of wind.
What happened to the trash can?
Where's the broad-minded? What happened to the broad-minded?
They blew it out of here.
Good.
Welcome to the new event center at Bud and Mary's Marina. You can get married in here, have a party in here. You can get married or buried. Never mind, we do it all. So we're doing a wellness check on the boats here. It was just really bad here when that band came through. It's actually lighting up a little bit now, so the range is lit up here. There's gaps in it, between the bands. We're gonna check this, make sure it ain't hitting anywhere. Sitting good. Sarah's boat had to get a little adjustment. Lana adjusted a little bit before we got there. We just tightened up one back line about 1 foot 2. Matt was over here and the trash can blew over on him. Luckily didn't take him out. But Joey's boat's sitting here, so this right here, no good. We're gonna have to get another spring line on there.
What happened?
Maximum destruction! Garbage can down, almost took out the car.
That's a big gust of wind to blow that thing over.
This is Fearless, where my coffee was hitting the dock when we moved it up there. We got an extra spring on it. Out of it. I got you in my video too. Yeah. Matt almost got taken out by the trash can, blew over there. I'm surprised it blew over like that. Subi. It's a very important skirt right there. That's black magic. And a hook and a swivel. You almost died de-rigging these baits because they smelled so bad. Whose boat is that for? Brower? Yeah, he said he was down in town and needed help. So. About time he called for help. He knew to call Matt. That's gonna cost him some beers, ain't it?
Well, I came down to put more on. Get mine off the dock board too.
Yeah. They're blowing now. We better hope these coconuts don't hit us. Coconuts can knock you out. Can't tie a knot, tie a lot. Don't fall in and go swimming. Just barely, huh? It ripped up the hinge. May not be fixable for now. It's a big screw to rip out of there. Always better to over-prepare and be ready just in case. So Hurricane Idalia passed us. You know, we caught the outskirts of it. It wasn't too bad here. You know, a little bit of debris flying around, a couple loose planks. The water's high right now, high tide. It's still blowing 25 to 30 miles an hour. A little bit of wind, but it did go up to a category 4. I think it dropped down to a 3 now, but prayers to all those that are in its path, you know. I just got a video from Landon at HH Insurance. They insure my boats here, the Freeman. And one of their customers, one of his friends, had a boat on a lift, and the lift and piling snapped, and the boat actually was half sunk, so I hate to see that. We kind of dodged a bullet on that one, so good for us, but bad for the people laying on its way. And hopefully a weekend, so hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. And we're thinking about y'all. Hopefully it ain't too bad. Everyone gets cleaned up quick and rebuilt. That's all I got for you. So hit that like button, make sure to subscribe. If you ever want to go fishing, come down here to Bud and Mary's and check it out. If you want any clothing, any fishing tackle, go to the website StanzFishing.com. And that's all we got, so we'll see y'all next time.